OMG. Welcome back to my channel. So excited you're here. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I appreciate you. It's Jody Dunn bringing you a new weekly video. We're going to be working on my pantry area. It needs a reorganize and probably a declutter. If you're new and you just found me, so happy that you are here. Would you please say hello to me and let me know you are new in the comments? I would love to welcome you and say hello to you. And if you are already subscribed, thank you so much for coming back to another video. I appreciate you so much. Leave me a hello so I can say hi to you as well. The week I'm filming this, which was last week, we got so much rain. It rained almost every dang single day. And I could hardly get out in the garden and do any gardening. So it was raining pretty heavily. And I was like, you know what? This really needs to be done. So let me go ahead and tackle the pantry. The girls were gone with a friend, a family friend, camping for the weekend. I actually had to take my mom to a doctor's appointment this morning. She had getting her arm checked from her surgery. I was kind of running late, so I wanted to straighten my hair on this day. I have naturally curly, wavy hair, whatever you want to call it. And it's a big pain in the butt to straighten it. And because I was running late, I didn't get the back very good. But you're going to see in a little bit what happened to my hair. Because it's just, if you have any type of wave or curl to your hair, when it's been so humid in Michigan. Anyways, you'll see it in a little bit. So because it was raining, I decided let me go ahead and tackle the pantry because it's out of control. It's just a mess right now. I am an extreme couponer. If you follow my couponing channel, it's always linked in the description box. We don't get deals on food very often. And when we do, they're like snacky type foods like granola bars or sometimes like rice or macaroni and cheese or things like that. So I had some things in the pantry, and I will go ahead and grab when it is a good deal. And I'm talking, I get it for free, or sometimes I make money on it. I'll grab several. If it's usually something that we haven't tried. Food deals are usually like newer products or things like that. And so I knew there was going to be some things in here that I wanted to get rid of because I had got through couponing and maybe nobody liked it. Or we just had too much to go through everything. So anyways, the pantry's been a mess. So I decided to go ahead and finally tackle it. And just FYI, most products have a best buy date. If they haven't been opened, they're usually good for far past the best buy date. I also say expiration date. I use those terms interchangeably. So if you hear me say it expired, all I mean is the best buy date has passed. I've been bringing you a garden video, kind of like a bonus video, almost every Friday for a little while now. I don't know if I'm going to have one this week because I did do a little bit of work in the garden, but not too much yet. And when I'm editing this, it is the weekend. So I don't know if I will have time to get to, you might not get a bonus video this week. But I would love to hear what's happening in your world this week. Let me know if you've done any gardening or if you're doing any decluttering projects or organization projects, anything you would like to share with me. I would love to hear about it. I'm not a huge decanter. There are some things that I will put in bins. You can see I have a couple here that I'm going through just to check what I have in them and anything that needs to be thrown out or donated. I usually will do like granola bars and things like that in a bin, and my family knows where the snack bin goes. But as far as like crackers and chips, and even I used to decant like my sugar and flour and stuff and put it in something with a lid. I don't even do that anymore. I just don't find it useful. I know a lot of people love decanting. I think, everybody should do what works best for them. Just not a big decanter here. So you're going to see a lot of boxes and things like that in my pantry because that's just how I prefer to do it. as I was going through these bins, it stopped raining and the sun came out. If you are part of my membership, I have a membership where I'm basically sharing my health journey with you. And I have a step goal that I like to meet every single day. And so because it had stopped raining and it was supposed to rain again later that day, I was like, you know what? Put a pause on the project here and get outside and go ahead and go for a quick walk. Well, the rain did nothing to cool down the temperatures or the humidity. Can you see my hair? I should have put it up. I was hoping it would be a little cooler from it raining for a couple hours. And once the sun came out, I was like, oh, just go for a quick walk. It was so muggy and so hot. It was in like the mid 80s, which actually that's not bad. I don't mind mid 80s at all. It just was so muggy that my hair just started curling and frizzing up everywhere after I took the time. I have to blow dry it straight with a round brush. It takes forever. And now it doesn't even matter because it's all frizzy and curled back up. You'll have to let me know if you have curly or wavy hair and never try to straighten it when the weather. I have a funny story to tell you. Donna Jean has kind of curly hair. She had went to Cedar Point for their 8th grade trip. I don't know, like a month ago or something. Anyways, I pick her up it was like 11:30 at night, and she gets in the car and her hair looked so dang cute. It was like beach wavy looking. And I was like, oh, Donna, your hair looks so cute. I didn't remember her hair being like that in the morning. And she looked at me and with this like really mad look on her face. And she's like, my hair was straight this morning, but it was so hot and muggy all day that this is what it looks like now. So in the summer humidity, it's just not even worth it to try straightening my hair. I probably only come in to this pantry and do this once every 6 months. I probably should do it once every 3 months, but time always just gets away from me. I'm always working on a different project. It was definitely pretty quick this time. I think maybe 30, 40 minutes it took me to get through and figure out what I didn't want in here anymore and just reorganize things so that we could see everything we had. So the more you do it, the easier it is. I find jobs like this very fun because they're fairly quick. They don't take a lot of your time and they make a big, big impact. So hopefully this video inspires you to tackle an area in your house. If it's your pantry or your fridge or whatever, something that maybe is quick and easy that gives you that instant gratification, just makes everything feel so much better. So like I said earlier, I know a lot of people decant their sugar and flours and brown sugar and things like that. I just don't. I used to. I just don't find it useful, so I don't. But I did take everything out because there was a teeny little bit of powdered sugar. I made a Texas sheet cake recently, and there was some powdered sugar spilled on the bottom. So I took everything out, cleaned the shelf, and then I'm just reorganizing it back in. I just got these little stands from the Dollar Tree quite a while ago. Just helps me make use of the vertical space in here a little bit better. It's not going to be a super long video this week because, like I said, this was not a time-consuming task. It was pretty darn quick for me to complete this, and it definitely did make a big impact because now I can see everything and my family will be able to see everything so things don't go to waste that maybe sometimes get hidden in a pantry. I had got a bunch of hot cocoa packets through couponing at one point, some different kind that I've never tried before, and they were just laying in the pantry, just kind of on the shelf. So I did find a little bin that I put them up, and then I'm just going to put them on top because my girls usually only drink hot cocoa in the colder months. And I got it for them because they're the ones that usually like to drink hot cocoa. I haven't drank hot cocoa in a long time. So this is what I was starting with. It just kind of looked like a hot mess, like there was just stuff buried behind stuff, and it was pretty darn unorganized, and I actually had a lot in here that I'm going to get rid of. So this is what it looks like now. I can see everything. I know exactly what is in here and have a lot of empty space. All right, I put that hot cocoa up there. I don't even think my girls realized it was in there. Of course, this really isn't the season for hot cocoa. I mean, you can drink it all year if you want, but they usually like to drink it in the winter. Those are my grandbaby's favorite cookies, so I put them up top because they'll see them, but if they're down here, they'll see them and grab them. So then at least they'll have to ask for them. All of my, like, bigger stuff and my oils and cooking things, and then like extra sauces are there. Couple of things in here that I couldn't even believe were in here, simply because the pantry was so unorganized. We did not know that we had them. For instance, my girls and my husband love these. I bought these like a month ago. I figured they'd be gone by now. They didn't even know they were in here. Donna Jean loves these, but she didn't realize they were in here because they got buried. And literally just the other day, I made a tuna fish sandwich, and my husband said, "Where'd you find that tuna?" And I was like, "In the pantry." And he goes, "I looked the other day and there was none." There was none. There was none. I have 6 cans in here that got buried. So, it looks a lot better. I actually have probably more empty space than I've ever had in my pantry. Getting better at getting rid of things. Let me show you the table though. All right, so the donation pile grew. Again, either things that have been in there for long enough and they're not getting eaten, or we tried them and my family didn't like them or something, or they might be slightly expired but not open, so I'm good with donating them. And I know somebody's going to say, it's a best buy date, they're good for years. Yes, that's why I'm donating them. And then this is all stuff that has been opened and has been left in there opened for too long that it is expired. I tried those chicken and a biscuit crackers. They were so stale. One of the Triscuit boxes has literally crumbs left in it. So this stuff is either basically empty or it expired and they're all stale. So I'm going to get rid of this stuff, just throw away the crackers inside, whatever's left, and then break down the boxes for recycling. All right, so that part of the pantry is finished. It's a different day, and I decided to tackle this little section here where I keep a lot of canned goods and some other things. So I'm going to go through here and figure out what I have. And then, of course, a couple of the boys showed up. What does everybody want? Hi, sir. Don't yell at me. Don't yell at me. What do you want? Hi. Hi. Oh, you're so good. Oh, you're so good. Hi, Cotty. Hi. So there was Flash and Clark. They kept coming back. Those two are so dang funny. Oh my gosh. A little while after this, I was sitting in the front room and Clark's dog food had got delivered, and Clark was in the front room with me, and Flash was like hiding behind the box with Clark's dog food in it and like peeking around the corner. And Clark was like looking at him, and then he'd run over there and try to get him. They were so funny. Flash was like playing hide and seek with him. Clark loves Flash, like loves Flash. And Flash, he likes Clark pretty well. Tom, on the other hand, I had dinner tonight. My husband and I were sitting there. And Tom was like looking at something on the ground. I don't know if there was a bug on the ground, but Clark had to come over there and see what he was doing because he's always checking out what everybody's doing. And Tom looked up at Clark, staring at him, and just whacked him in the face and just sauntered away. Tom wants absolutely nothing to do with Clark's shenanigans, but at least we did. If you remember when we first got Clark, oh gosh, Tom terrorized poor Clark. Clark just wants to be friends with everybody. And Tom literally used to terrorize him. And Clark was like so afraid of Tom. That took a few months. And finally, Clark is not afraid of Tom. When Tom whacked him today and just walked away, Clark just looked at him. But I'm like, oh my gosh, these all three of these boys, they're just so darn funny. All right, so you can see a couple of bins in here. This is where I keep the granola bars and stuff in the bins. I'll take them out of their boxes because it does save space. There are, like I said, a few things that I like to decant that I feel like save space. Other things I just don't find it useful. So I'm going through my canned goods, figuring out what I have. This was actually really beneficial because I'm out of quite a few things that I didn't even realize I was out of that I like to keep on hand for cooking. So now I know what I have in here. There was also some things in here that didn't belong in this one, but because the pantry, the bigger section that I already went through, was so unorganized and jam-packed, I had shoved some things in here. Like I got some boxes of rice in here that I'm going to move over to the other side. And like the granola bar box that I had found in there, I'm opening it up and I'm going to put it in one of these bins right here. This is where, like I said, my family knows where like the snacky things are, like granola bars. So this is where they're going to look. Not necessarily in the other part of the pantry. So those granola bars will now get eaten probably very quickly. I had rice in here. I had a box of saltine crackers that normally I had a mix of brownie mix or a bag of brownie mix. Normally I would not keep that stuff in this side over here, but because the other side was so jam-packed and looked like it didn't have any room because it was just way unorganized, and I did get rid of quite a few things out of here. I'm going to move the things over here that I want to keep over here that make more sense, and then that will clear up some space in the littler section. And then I found a couple boxes of, again, some like snacky type stuff like fruit roll-ups or gushers that Viv doesn't really eat those, but Donna Jean does, so put those in a bin as well to get rid of the boxes. And then I also had a package, or not a package, I had a bin of Swiss Miss hot cocoa mix. So since I already made another space up here for it, I just stuck those packets in with the hot cocoa. So this is what this little section looked like. It kind of looked like a mess as well. And so I got in here and decluttered it and cleaned it out and reorganized it. And this is what it looks like now. I actually have a ton of empty space in this one. The bottom shelf just has my husband's grilling kit. That's what's in that container down there, in case you were wondering. And then this is all stuff I found in there that we're not going to use. So I'm going to go ahead and donate these canned good items and a couple of packets of rice that Viv does not like, that I got through couponing. She loves the minute rice, and she loves spicy stuff. So I got the jalapeno minute rice. She said they were gross. So anyways, this is the last thing I'm going to do. I knew I had some boxes up here of some granola bars that I had got from couponing. There was like one flavor that nobody seemed to like. So I knew I wanted to just clear that space out of here so that I could get those donated and get them out of the house since we're not going to use them and somebody else will be able to use them. And I found a dang bag of Reese's from Halloween, like they're the bat-shaped ones, which my girls and my husband love. they did actually expire, or their best buy date was like 2 months ago. We'll try them and see. Expired chocolate usually is not that good, but they might be okay because they're just newly past their best buy date. So, and then I just keep basically the chips in here, but I did find a couple of boxes of crackers over here as well, probably because I couldn't fit them in the other side. This one is like a big family size of Cheez-It, so I'm going to put it on the top shelf because it fits there. And then I found a box of club crackers that didn't go with the chip stuff. Now I can fit it in this side. So I'll just get the chips and stuff all organized. And then there was a couple of boxes of like the fruit roll-ups I'm putting in a bin. And then I think I'm donating like another 3 or 4 of these boxes that nobody's eating. But I did find a couple of chocolate covered like soft granola bars that both Viv and Donna like. So I'm going to put those in with the snacky stuff over here to get them where they go. And then they'll know that they're in here because they'll be in the right spot instead of just all shoved in different areas. So that is going to wrap up this week's video. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. This is what this area looked like before I got in and organized it and got rid of some things. I appreciate you so much. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And now we can see everything. It looks so much better. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'm going to see you next week. Have a great day. Bye.